Chuck Tanner would be proud of the restaurant that bears his name. Chuck Tanner's Restaurant, owned and operated by the Papazikas family, would love for you to be part of a Newcastle tradition. Come enjoy the great breakfast, super lunch, and second-to-none dinner choices from their Italian, Mediterranean, and American cuisine. You can relax with a wonderful atmosphere and something from the bar. If you're planning an event, ask about their banquet facility. Tanner's Restaurant is located at 2305 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-658-5900.
Simple elegance in a majestic setting. Yes, right here in downtown Newcastle, minutes away from shopping, seconds from a gas station, and let's not forget pastries, a restaurant, and oh yes, the schools. The majestic for that majestic lifestyle, right in the greatest castle, Newcastle. Come by and take a look.
Come dine with us, come dine today. If you could use some real good food, there's a place not far away. If you could use a drink or two, or a place to go and play, come to Gallows Italian Villa today.
Entrusting your loved one to a funeral director is a very personal and emotional decision. The funeral director you choose must understand the importance of the decision you have made. When you call the William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, I recognize what a privilege it is to be chosen at your time of need. We will provide you and your family with the best service possible, with sincerity and compassion.
The William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1941.
If you think there's nothing to do in Newcastle and Lawrence County, then think again. Always stay connected to Nctv45 to receive the information on events going on in and around the area on a daily basis. Programs to view are Newswatch, The Morning Show, and Community Happenings. Nctv45 takes pride in bringing you the event and organization info that you want. Nctv45 is the #1 media source locally. Nctv45, anytime on your time.
Hello, Newcastle and Lawrence County, and a very pleasant welcome on this election day. If you think we have you turned kind of upside down and topsy-turvy, well, we do. As a very busy day, and also one of those kind of sit and wait type situations, with the fact that the election's out there. And so we've got tons of stuff to get to and turn into. It's a gorgeous looking day. If you haven't had a chance to get out and about, let me highly recommend it, as it's just beautiful. We've had mass on for you, and so currently in Newcastle, 55 degrees, and I kind of opened the door down here at the studio, get some fresh air in. You need a jacket though if you're going to the polls, and make sure that you have that. So let's get to it, and I want to give you a contrast here as to what's going on. You know, we have increased testing for COVID. With increased testing, there'll be some people that will test positive but not have it. Not have any of the symptoms. With that being said, they're not sick or don't appear to be sick or have any type of ailment that you could readily put your hand on. Well, on November 2nd, they almost 4,000, 3,969 tested positive. Today, 2,875. Now, of the 4,000 that were reported the day before, the number of probable cases, and I'm looking to see if they reported that, and they didn't. It was the first day they didn't report probable cases in both of these. And again, don't let them politically pander to you. Now, and you know, I'll tell you what, in a case where you have the election going on and Chris Sinat has still found time to do this. Lawrence County has reported 35 new cases, 21 probable. So over 2/3 of there's nothing there. Chris, that's like only 14 cases. But you're pandering for re-election. Because see, the paper boy, he went to work and you know, here's the situation. You've got 3 people running, one's an independent. Chris's staff, hats off to them. They're good staff. The other candidates asking about jobs, which is a reasonable thing to ask about. You know, stop and think about it a second. With that, you're between a rock and a hard place. Really tough. Staying with the Commonwealth and Department of Health announces week 4 rapid antigen test card distributions across the Commonwealth. So we're being able to test people faster. Which begs the question, with all this coming out, why are the Democrats coming down on Donald Trump for his, or criticizing him for this situation? Doesn't make sense. Once again, the Department of Health update on COVID investigations and contact tracing. You know, once again, here's a slippery slope. You start asking people to report on other people, that's kind of iffy. But Dr. Rachel Levine, we're calling on Pennsylvanians to do their part and answer calls. You're not obligated to answer the call. Just as Rachel, Mommy didn't want to be there. In the nursing home. You know. Now, here's a note. Collections 16.4% more than anticipated. The PA Department of Revenue. So let me get this right. We're testing more people. We have more rapid testing. We have more probables because 2/3 of the people, 35, 21, that's almost like 2/3, were probable. And we're collecting taxes. So before we look at the election, what you have to say is, well, the economy's working, COVID's getting better, and people are trying to pander. That's exactly what's happening right now. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be making this next statement. Comrade Wolf, governor of Philadelphia, said restaurants could safely increase indoor capacity to 50% with self-certification. And then he turns around and criticizes Trump, and then he does this, then he does that. Could it be he figured out that the right of people to peaceably assemble is in the Constitution and you can't do that? So it makes it sound like when he unleashes his people to investigate this, sounds like Comrade Wolf is doing it for political reasons. You make the call. It just, you know, I voted this morning. People had hand sanitizers, everybody. I mean, I did not hear anybody coughing, anything. Makes you wonder that this is what I mean about unleashing your force to do checks. October 30th, November 1st. That's the weekend. 288 compliance checks, 20 notice of violations. Where were the violations? Wilkes-Barre, Harrisburg, 1 in Pittsburgh, 3 in Erie. I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Are you worried that maybe some of the areas are going to vote the way you don't like? Maybe not, but if you're increasing the 50% capacity, how do you know those people didn't know each other? The right of the people to peaceably assemble shall not be impeded. Once again, that little thing called the Constitution getting in the way. And I keep continuing on. The Department of Corrections mass tests inmates at Laurel Highlands with the new antigen test. So, more and more people getting tested. Then they got the early warning dashboard up to show you how communities are doing. But if you're mixing probables with people that aren't sick or are sick, and you're really making a salad there, Comrade Wolf. You're not really getting to the heart of the matter, which says how many people are sick. Because then what it means is somebody has built up immunity. Now there's a thought. Built up immunity. So maybe the problem's going away. And when they look at Sweden and the rest of Europe, Sweden stayed open. They're in great shape. The rest of Europe closed down. And now they're in bad shape again. The Wolf administration grants shelters serving families without homes, domestic violence survivors to facilitate greater technologies. He gave more than $400,000 in funding to shelters serving families experiencing homeless and domestic violence survivors and their families. Now, it's good. My question is, some of these people had COVID-19 that put them out of work that made this happen. Stop and think about that. As you continue to lock down people, not a real good idea. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board opens entry for limited release lotteries featuring highly sought products. Now, it's almost like an online auction. The deadline for entry, 5 p.m. Friday. You have to go to their website, and you can see the featured items there. So, Newswatch, keeping you informed, and now it's time that we get over to sports. Wilmington, home playoff game this Friday. They're taking on Garden City. It's a playoff game, just to let you know. And good luck to the Greyhounds. Now, let's get over to sports. We'll be right back.
The Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
Hello and welcome to the Cedar Sports Corner. Well, let's get to high school football. The Shenango Wildcats will travel to Clarendon Friday to take on the Bears. That's a 7 o'clock start. As everything permits, we'll try to keep you updated on the score. Now, also, as we move through here, Wilmington High School, also in the district playoffs as the Hounds, posted a very, very great season and beat Farrell 19-14 last week. Now the Hounds with the perfect record, and District 10 were waiting as they announce the District 10 football playoffs, and we'll keep you posted on that. As I'm going to take a quick look here to see if they have games for this weekend. And Butler, one of the schools that played out of District 10, and we don't have anything up to tell you about, as there's no District 10 schedule for playoffs, but we will keep you posted on that. Now, as we continue through college football, number 1 remains Clemson at 7-0. Number 2, Alabama at 6-0. Now, somebody apparently didn't watch the Ohio State-Penn State game. They threw Ohio State in at number 3 and Notre Dame at number 4. Go figure. That's how they write this. Georgia, 4-1. They've stuck them at 5. And Cincinnati, who is 5-0, they put them at 6. Now, just to give you an idea, there are other undefeated teams. We have BYU at 7-0. Wisconsin, they're 1-0. Why aren't they up there? Indiana, they're 2-0. Marshall is 5-0. Boise State is 2-0. And Liberty is 6-0. You know, it's interesting because nobody talks about some of those schools, and they give Notre Dame the old shim-sham. Now, this was the Cedar Sports Corner Report. Stay in there. Hang in there. Go to Cedars, get some great food. Watch the games and just enjoy. We'll be right back after this timeout.
This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
This program sponsored by Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company. Brian Ches, owner. Call 724-498-4760. Brian would be glad to visit Buongiorno! Yes, it's two fat guys in an oven with their great Italian pastries, bread, pizzelles, pizza, sandwiches, everything you could imagine at two fat guys in an oven. They're great for lunch, great for take home, and great for any time. You just want to get away and get something to eat, get that cup of coffee, and that great treat. Two fat guys in an oven, give them a try. Right.
Shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Hello,
Come on,
friends,
shake your
and
body, baby, do that conga.
it's
No, you can't control yourself
Los
any
Amigos.
longer.
Let me tell you what, great food. Whether you get the chimichangas, enchiladas, tacos, whatever you get, you're going to love them. The nice, friendly atmosphere. Stop by. Tell them NCTV45 sent you. It's Los Amigos sponsoring this program.
You can't control yourself any longer.
And we're back, and let's get to the election. Yeah, today, election day in Newcastle, Lawrence County, and all across the Commonwealth, as well as the country. And no more heated than the presidential election, which seems to be just within points of each other. Now, locally, and I'm going to grab this, if you don't mind. Lawrence County Board of Elections is 4 hours into counting over 14,000 mail-in ballots and is already 2/3 of the way done. We expect to be able to deliver. Now, this is not the official results. This is the preliminary results. That from Morgan Boyd. Preliminary results tonight around 10 o'clock. PA voters who did not receive their ballots should vote at the polls. This from Kathy Bokar. And let me tell you, I was at the polling place today casting my vote, and they knew what was going on, and they had already discussed this. So, and Kathy going on saying we're not going to have results for days. And Department of State Election Returns website is up, and we'll be watching that to see how the races are, and we'll keep you posted as those things become available, as those results become available. And last but not least on this election stuff, PA voters in quarantine due to COVID-19 exposure should contact their voter elections to make arrangements. That's like if you're sick, and let's say it was a normal day. The rules don't change here. And you can bet that they're going to be a lot of court cases about that, as it's supposed to be over when it's over. This is election day. You had plenty of time to get that stuff taken care of. Pennsylvanians provide trusted election returns. Governor Wolf is encouraging Pennsylvanians to get election returns and information from trusted and reliable sources. and not disinformation. Now, here's a thing about that, and I agree. Keep in mind that I think with the numbers that they put out were, and I don't want to give a number, but of the mail-in ballots, the presidential election, the total amount of mail-ins, the president had to get 15% of the 85% to make it reflect what was going on today. And they said they weren't counting those till after today's election. And the reason why is they weren't sure. They did the provisional ballots and the back and forth on that. So it makes it kind of iffy to exactly know who voted and who didn't. That makes a mess. Now, as we continue with Newswatch, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about this released by State Representative Aaron Bernstein. In just 24 hours, the future of our community and country will be decided. It's never been more important. When I first got elected, I set out to bring Western Pennsylvania to Harrisburg to shake up the status quo and call the career politicians. I am honored to have the opportunity to represent you, and I am proud of what we've accomplished together. On Tuesday, all the progress is being threatened. The 10th legislative district is under attack. And he goes on to say, I need your support to keep radical agendas out of Harrisburg. And, nothing ever more truer as it seems that there is just a radical left wing that wants to be everywhere. This in from 1600 Pennsylvania Daily. As the president says, watch, the best is yet to come. We will never let the United States, founded with the belief that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are inalienable rights. These principles come to us from our American identity. Our struggle to live up to them defines American history. Don't make it a socialist country. And the West Wing, Americans have seen wage growth in 40 years. Of wage growth in the best wage growth in 40 years. Many on the left refuse to admit that. He asks you to remember that as you go to the polls. And something off of Wall Street, Dunkin' Brands assigned an agreement to acquire Inspired Brands Food, which is one of the largest quick service restaurant groups. They wanted to assure everybody that Dunkin' customers and members of Dunkin' Perks program that both our restaurants and the Dunkin' Perks program are operating in the same way as they always did and will keep you running. That in from Dunkin' Donuts. So, hey, little information like that, positive. Let's go to weather. and check it out. Sunshine outside and 55 degrees. Now 42% humidity, winds from the southwest at 7, barometric pressure 30.15, dew point 32, visibility 10, and wind chill 53 degrees. And let me just tell you, you're going to like this forecast. So let's go to Lawrence County 45 weather. We'll be right back.
This is the first place I will always recommend for somebody to come if they're suffering from depression or anxiety or any kind of problem like that.
Easy Clean Car and Van Wash, where your clean wash is our goal.
Run it again at Lindy's Lunch. Run it again with hot dogs, fries, burgers, and much more. For the 2-point conversion, try those daily specials. Run right in and you won't even need a card to score at Lindy's Lunch. For the game, just right for lunch, or anytime. It's Lindy's Lunch. 2402 Wilmington Road, Newcastle.
BSB. Big Shot Bobs are the wings for me. 50 flavors, make it right, you see. BSB has sandwiches you have to try. Stop in and you'll know why. Every day of the week you see. Call or stop in to BSB. Big Shot Bobs will be your favorite place, just like me.
Hello and welcome to Lawrence County 45 weather. And well, after last night's mostly clear low of 33, cuddle alert in full view as that snow yesterday gave us that early look at winter. How is your Tuesday looking? Well, you can't do anything with clear. And that's the national scene. Look, clear from one coast to the other. Great day for an election. Now, let's take a look at your forecast. Last night, clear and 33. Your Tuesday, sunshine 54. Tuesday night, clear and 38. Wednesday, sunshine and 63. Wednesday night, clear and 43. Thursday, sunshine and 64. Thursday night, partly cloudy, 44. Friday, sunshine and 66. Friday night, mostly clear and 44. Saturday, sunshine and 69. Saturday night, mostly clear and 46. And sunshine and 70 on Sunday. Now, you cannot beat that. That is just, for November, I know we had that snow yesterday, but, let's not wow about it. It's out of here. And the sunshine is on. We'll take it. Now, that was Lawrence County 45 weather. We're going to take this break and we're going to hear from these great sponsors who would like to hear from you.
hams for one great dining experience. At Delicios. Look at this sandwich. This is lunch, and I didn't want to overdo it, but I had coleslaw before. This sandwich, absolutely excellent. Cajun chicken, but their menu is so huge, and I'm going to show you all your friends that you knew from the old place. They're all here. So make sure you stop. They're open from 7 to 9. It's Delicios in downtown Newcastle. Today's programming is brought to you by Nctv45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station.
This program sponsored by Lombardo's Apothecary, located at 1230 South Mill Street on the south side of Newcastle.
At our law firm, we see you. Come see us at lgkg.com.
There's more than meets the eye. You gotta give them a Newcastle a try. The right small town for living. Look around.
We're back, and just some kind of updated information. Nothing in yet, and I'm going to give to you my humble opinion and not editorialize here, but kind of talk about the presidential race. First of all, as Americans, we should all hope the winner of this race does the very best for the country that can be done. Anything less is un-American. One of the things that you should look for tonight as you follow the race is kind of this. It's an interactive map, okay, that will give you an idea of where you are with the constant going back and forth of the race. Now, if you take a look on what was being said, okay, in the recent days, the map kind of sets up like this, where the whole middle section of the country is in the camp for the president, while the very left area of this map shows Joe Biden there, and I want to kind of show you this, but you're getting some. It takes 270 to win this, okay, and they've put a lot of things on here that really aren't necessarily true. The Southeast, the number of states in the president's camp is larger than that of Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the Northeast. Watch to see how this changes. If one state is not given, it goes from one type of color to the other. Right now, they're talking about the Midwest being solidly for the president. Pennsylvania is a toss-up. We kind of don't know. They're saying everybody's going to be looking towards Pennsylvania. It's going to be a very tight race, as California has 55 electoral votes. So that takes up a lot of the middle. This is the reason for the Electoral College. And this is the reason that they put this together in this type of way, so that you can maybe forecast where people are picking up states or not picking up states. If the president picks up Michigan and Wisconsin and loses Pennsylvania, that could be the buffer that causes him to win. And just as you look through this will be interesting tonight to see if the middle of the country expands further east. There's no room to go on the west. Harris from California, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, definitely swaying towards Biden, along with Colorado and New Mexico. But from Minnesota to Texas, that seems to be where the president has a stronghold, and also in the Southeast. If the map holds like this, Trump retains the presidency. If he loses, say, Minnesota, where we had it as a toss-up, and say that goes blue, then he still's got that buffer, but he can't afford to lose one more state. You see, he was in Wisconsin, and if he loses Wisconsin, then it gets really interesting, as it's a 12-point number, and it falls down with Michigan and Pennsylvania. He could still lose Pennsylvania as long as he takes Michigan. North Carolina and Georgia also in play. He must take those. So this interactive map shows you just how close the race is. And with that, they plan on not having any results locally here till 10. So it will be a late night as you try to look at statewide returns. They will be unofficial until they're certified. What that means is that they're sure they've got everything. So we're going to keep you posted on what exactly is going on. We'll do some Newswatch news briefs. I'd like to thank Cassandra for liking Nctv45, and make sure that as you go through this evening, respect others, respect the fact that we're all Americans. We're all in this together. It's very, very important. Now, make sure that you tell a friend and have a friend tell a friend about Nctv45. They'll be glad you did. And when they say, I don't watch a lot of TV, you tell them that Nctv45 is available anytime on your time. He has a train that runs on your schedule. That's Nctv45. Always, always in the pursuit of excellence. Folks, here's hoping you get that. And I got the iced tea today. That second cup of coffee, maybe iced tea. And have a super day in what I call the greatest castle in the world.